I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really have an intro for this video. The video after my 10-year anniversary was originally gonna be talking about the best looking games I'd ever played, but while writing down things about that video I was in the process of playing Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and that game was just too damn good not to make a video on. My sister had recently bought me the game for my birthday, but she bought it a month in advance, so she didn't let me play the game until my birthday, and to be honest, I didn't really think much of it at the time. I had just come off of beating Pikmin 2 while also making progress in Persona 5 Royal, in addition to Side Order and Rebirth coming out, so I was more than fed with gaming up until the point. However, the second I touched this game, I could not get off of it. It was actually crazy. This fucking game was so good I damn near called in the work just so I could beat it, and I've never called in the work, not once in my entire life. This game was such a priority for me to play in life that I actually forgot to go to the store and get my allergy medicine, so I just said fuck it and went without it. I don't really think it's a shocker anymore, but I really like this game. So much so that I'd say it's the perfect video game experience. Now, I'd be a fool not to mention the game's story right quick. So in this game, you follow 3 explorers, Alf, Brittany, and Charlie, who by the way just have some of the greatest voice sound effects I've ever heard in a game. Let me walk you to class. Let me just give you a sample right quick. Anyways, these 3 explorers are out searching for food on their planet in an attempt to prevent its extinction when they crash onto another planet and they lose their cosmic drive key, which without it prevents them from fully getting home. You find out that it's Captain Olimar from the previous games who has your key, as he thought it was some treasure to bring back to his home planet, though this time he's gone missing. So with all these motivations, you look to travel through the planet and find Olimar so you can return home with lots of food for your kind. It's a pretty simple story, but it's a nice one and instantly makes you enjoy the characters, which is a challenge for any series switching protagonists. Now, I just need to say it outright, this game is fucking beautiful, man. Visually, it's a treat to the eye. I love Pikmin 1 for its aesthetic and its atmosphere like I mentioned in the previous video, but admittedly the game visually hasn't aged all too well. As for Pikmin 2, the game is usually very visually dull. Most of the time is spent in these caves, which are these dark, melancholy ass areas, which is already bad enough, but added on to the fact that the game reuses a lot of assets from the surface area for the first game, and it's not too great a sight. Pikmin 3 on the other hand completely changes things, offering these beautiful attractions that oftentimes make you want to stare at what's around you rather than play the game. I understand that the first 2 games were on the GameCube, and I do feel that they are visually appealing and offer a cute charm in their own way, but like come on, Pikmin 3 is just the way to go. In specific, I think Twilight River is just fantastic and it's just so beautiful. What's also so fantastic and beautiful is the main collectible of the game, which are the fruits. Gone are the ship parts from 1 and the items to sell in 2. Now they are replaced with fruits, which are a lot more fun to collect than the items in 2. You can also find suit upgrades and data files, which give you upgrades and lore respectfully, but going for the fruits is really what pulls you in. Another thing I did want to mention right quick is the music in the game. It's so much better than 2 and even probably better than 1. I genuinely enjoyed every single track up in the game. I also gotta talk about the gameplay and how great that is now. In my Pikmin 1 video, I mentioned how the game's biggest flaw was the Pikmin AI. In 2 it did get a lot better, but there were still some noticeable issues. In 3 it's now damn near perfected. Of course you'll get the occasional straggling Pikmin, but the quality of life changes and better control the Pikmin have is night and day. For one, the Pikmin now will always follow behind you no matter what. This makes walking on tight areas such as bridges so much better as opposed to how it was before. Initially I wasn't a fan of the charge mechanic and I thought swarming was perfectly fine, and while I still do really like swarming, I can't lie, there is a nice ease in having the Pikmin charge and do it themselves that I appreciate. Another great thing they added was making bomb rocks able to be picked up by any color type. It wasn't really too much of a problem having it be exclusively yellows, though having the option for it to be any is a lot nicer. But by far the biggest quality of life change that 3 got was the ability to lock onto targets. This flat out changes the experience you have in attacking things and makes it so much better and more convenient to you, it's actually crazy. In addition to the Pikmin changes, they also introduced 2 new types, Rock Pikmin and Wing Pikmin. Rock Pikmin are like the purples from 2, just a lot more nerfed in comparison. While the power that they share is about the same, they aren't able to lock onto targets and can only carry the weight of 1 Pikmin instead of 10. To make up for that loss though, they are able to shatter ice and glass and cannot be squished by any enemies, which happens a lot throughout the game. Overall though, I still think I like the purples a little bit more from 2, but shout out to Rock Pikmin. As for the Wing Pikmin though, I prefer them to whites any day. Wing Pikmin are the weakest Pikmin, but they excel in aerial combat, meaning anything that flies in your direction can be dealt with ease. In addition to that, they can also fly, meaning that they can really be used in any scenario. which makes carrying objects back to the Drake and the Onions almost an exclusively winged Pikmin thing. To go back to the gameplay some more, in 3 it's flawless. In this game you can control 3 captains at once, which allows for more strategy in how you want to accomplish a task for the day. Being honest though, most of the time I really only use 2 at a time, but those moments when I did need 3 really did come in clutch. Nothing feels unfair in the game, and that's by far the best change in comparison to the others. There's no cheese to anything going on, no deaths that don't make a lot of sense. Every death feels like it's on you. This to some people might be a turn off, calling everything I mentioned up to the point too easy, and the game is significantly easier than the last 2, you are right, but that doesn't mean you can't have a good time and appreciate the changes. This is no greater shown than the game's bosses, which you'll see 2 types of, story and regular. Most of the regular bosses return from 1 and 2 with slight changes, like that fucking bird that I hate, and worst of all, that damn spider. How the fuck is that even possible? That doesn't make no fucking sense, dude. Oh, what the fuck are you doing? My fucking god. Yo, bro, like, fuck! What is he fucking doing? Oh, my fucking god, man. I'm fucking restarting. Fuck! Oh my fucking god. Bruh. I'm saying all this positively, I swear. As for the story bosses, those are a lot easier than the regular ones in my opinion, but they are such treats to play through. The best one is by far the final boss, which you have to bring Captain Olimar back to your ship while avoiding the area's main boss, the Plasm Ray. It's like a big grand chase, as you have to carefully time when to move Brittany while also progressing through the caves so she can escape too. I think I've about said enough when it comes to this game. I think it's absolutely perfect. The one slight complaint that I really have is when you go to disband your crew, whatever Pikmin you are last using will usually stay attached onto you, and the captains will probably be on you as well if they're a little too close by, which can be kind of annoying when you want to disband and organize everything, which I do think 1 and 2 do better at when you just disband everything period, but it's not too bad. As far as if I prefer Pikmin 1 or 3, I'm honestly torn on them. 1 has such a classic feel to it and has such a unique charm that I'd never seen in another game. But 3's overall improvements and the unique charm to it in itself make it really impossible to go back to the others comfortably. The only thing I know for damn sure is that it definitely isn't 2. Anyways, these were just my thoughts on it. I couldn't let this opportunity go to waste because this game was just so damn good to play. If you played it, let me know what you thought, or if you wanted to try it for yourself, let me know if I encouraged you to try it out at all. But that's all from me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.